I was introduced to Robert Bin by his disciple, who said I must meet him because he was an accomplished Taoist exorcist. This video is based off the interview I had with him in August 2019 when he was 84 years old. For flow of the storyline, from here henceforth, he will be telling his story in the first person. Before 23 years old, I was not into spirituality at all. At 23 years old, when I was at work, I suddenly went into a trance and Tai Shang Lao Jun, one of the three highest Taoist gods, took over my body. He said that throughout Earth, there is no one fit enough to become his protege except me. From then onwards, I became a medium channeling him. This was further spurred on in my late 20s when a god appeared to me and told me I would die very soon unless I help others with their healing. I had recently married and just had a newborn baby, so the thought of dying young terrified me. So besides working in a normal job, I would act as a medium to help others. When I was about 40 years old, Tai Shang Lao Jun told me to draw 3 charms, burn it and drink the ashes with water. From then on, he told me, I would no longer need to be his medium. I would self-cultivate from then on and bear consequences for my actions. Now you are God, you are human, you are ghost. I can now do all the healing, fully conscious without needing to go into trance. The people I help in my healing work are people who suffer from family conflicts, divorces, diseases including mental illnesses and different kinds of troubles. People I have seen who are possessed would suddenly change their behavior, they may even want to beat or kill others. There is this guy, Peng, who loves his mother the most, but when he was possessed, he wanted to beat up his mother. Many of these people started having issues because they have altars or idols or figurines which hold discarnate spirits. When they invited the gods to come help them, it's the spirits that come instead. Just like in life, gods only help those people who have an affinity to them or with whom they have a relationship with. Gods don't have time to help all these people who pray to them. In contrast, if you are important to the gods would come willingly to help you even if you don't pray to that god. Instead of having a personal altar, pray to gods at temples if you want to. That's a form of confession, but it's for yourself. Gods don't need you to pray to them. Similarly, people keep wind chimes or do chanting at home. I don't encourage that as well because that's almost like inviting the spirits from the environment to come into your home. That's very different from keeping your ancestors' tablets though. Ancestors are very important to a family, they are the highest gods. However, you don't need to place food in front of them. Just think about your ancestors and putting them in your heart is enough. When I first go to a home to cleanse the space, I can sense spirits because I would start to feel uncomfortable, especially around the head region. Then I would usually check the altars to see whether there are any spirits there and sent them off. We usually smash the idols without ceremony or respect. We do not leave them under trees or quarantine those idols inhabited by bad spirits in temples like some people do. Instead, we break them up and burn them. Those metal urns which can't be burnt are sent to the deep sea for burial. That way, nobody can rescue and reuse them and get into trouble. Usually, I would advise the clients to also self-cultivate, do good things only and not any bad things, so that their situation would get better over time. I also need to rehabilitate the spirits. If they refuse to be rehabilitated, continue to do evil, then I can also destroy them by sending them to hell. I also don't believe that there is heaven, everyone after they die will go to hell. After that, they will get reincarnated again. As to all these talk about Buddha not needing to reincarnate, you must wait for me to die first, then I can tell you. I have also done decommissioning of a temple before. This was a home temple in Bales Tier Road that belongs to a person called Mr. Yo. Mr. Yeo is a medium. He stayed in a pre-war building that was to be taken back by the landlord. Because he was moving to a smaller HDB unit, he couldn't bring all his statues and figurines, especially the bigger ones, to his new place. No one was willing to take these as well. Therefore, the deities requested to be sent off. I used my knife to break the figurines to release these deities/spirits. He was able to do it so that there would be no future trouble for Mr. Yeo. To do my work, I must be given a divine mandate by the universe. It's your powers that you gain from inner self-realization. If a policeman does not have a gun, he can't catch the bad guys. Similarly, if you don't have powers, you can't do anything to the negative spirits. I don't use any helping spirits like angels in my healing work. However, sometimes because of what I do to help others, other gods or helpful spirits who resonate with what I do may come to help me, but I don't call upon them consciously. I use 3 main tools in my work. My first tools are the ink and brush to write the charms. These charms are burnt in rooms for cleansing, burnt in front of the door, or burnt to ashes and mixed with water for drinking or applied to the skin. My second tool is a large knife. This is used to cut on a person's arms without shedding any kind of blood to exorcise demons/negative spirits within a person or to prevent petty people from harming my clients. My third and final tool are jaw sticks which are used in cleansing the house. My disciple would light these jaw sticks and I would eat the tips to transmute the energies of the spirits caught. Yes, the jaw sticks are lighted when I eat them, but there is no burning sensation, it just tastes like normal food to me. However, these 3 tools are not really needed. Even if I just touch the head or the back of the client, it's enough. The intention to help people eliminate negative spirits and bad people in their life is enough to affect the healing. I died 3 times in my life. I had an accident in the 1970s, my car was totally destroyed. I died then, but the gods revived me. From then on, I am no longer human. The second time happened in Kuala Lumpur. I helped a family destroy the Buddha's statues and the son didn't like it. He sent 2 guys with knives to kill me, and I was stabbed from behind. The third time happened in my home in Tampines. There was a fire and my whole house was burnt, but my whole family escaped unscathed. I believe I was saved in all these circumstances only because I have helped others. At one point in time in Singapore, my disciple and I did our healing work at a Sanqing Taoist temple. Sanqing are known as the Taoist Trinity, the 3 highest gods in the Taoist pantheon, Yuanshi Tianzuan, Lingbao Tianzuan and Dao Tianzuan, at Guillemot Road. I have also done healing work through my own temples in Medan, Indonesia, and Penang, Malaysia. I don't do this healing work full-time. I used to work as an executive chef in a hotel, so I don't charge because I had enough money. Now that I am old and no longer drawing a salary, the red packets containing money given by my clients are very useful because I still need to eat and buy cigarettes. But I don't have a fixed rate. The gods didn't say I can't charge for my services, I just chose not to charge when I was younger since I had enough. I don't think I am good enough to be a teacher, I just share with others what I have learned. Ultimately the learning is something a person realizes themselves. Just like a policeman must learn how to be a policeman through training. Similarly, to have the healing powers, you must understand how it works and how to utilize it. A lot of it is also fated, as to who is meant to receive the teachings. I have transmitted my healing powers to some disciples who are ready. For example, Tom and Kim received my transmissions. After the transmission, Tom could use the knife and Kim could write charms. Kim is an American woman and a white witch. When I teach meditation, I teach the soul, not the human. I would be very willing to open classes and teach students what I know because the truth is not meant to be kept to oneself but should be shared as widely as possible. That marks the end of the interview with Robert, and unfortunately, it's also the first and last time I saw him. He passed on February 20, 2023, aged 87 years old. I hope you have learned something from this video, and I think you will learn more in this next video here.